must all agree that it is time for a new financing mechanism. The reform of the multilateral development banks is no longer about if, it is when that is going to happen, so that we can eliminate the current structure that is unfair to the majority of the people in Global South and especially in our African continent. None other than the UN Secretary General himself has said that our continent pay anywhere up to 8 times more than our brothers and sisters elsewhere do.
Hypocrisy is the name of the game when it comes to African leaders, because how do you explain the fact that the Kenyan president comes to this AU media summit to talk about how they need a new financing mechanism that is fair and equal to everyone, but less than 24 hours later, he approves, or he gets $1 billion loan approved by the IMF, the same people he's saying that charges the African continent 8 times in interests what they charge other continents, or what they charge European lenders, or is it borrowers? So this is the same man who just gave that speech on Sunday, and on Monday, the Bloomberg newspaper reported that the IMF approved $1 billion loan for Kenya. And then if you convert that to the current exchange rate in Kenyan shillings, according to the Kenyan newspaper, is a 141.4 billion Kenyan shilling. That is 141.4 billion Kenyan shillings, which is $1 billion. And 6 months ago, this one would have been 100 billion Kenyan shillings, because now the Kenyan shillings is actually getting weaker every day against the dollar. 6 months ago in January, it was exchanging at $1 was exchanging for about 104 Kenyan shillings. Today it is exchanging at 141 Kenyan shillings are exchanging against the dollar. The reason behind this is because Kenya keeps taking more dollar loans or dollar-based loans, which they have to repay back. And this is now basically bringing on about this devaluation of their currency, which is a form of recession that is going to hit them sooner or later. So basically, Kenya is headed the Ghana way in very few months to come. Now, the president of Kenya comes here, talks about how they need to look at a new financing mechanism, but then at night, he calls the IMF guys to send him loans. So this is the hypocrisy I'm talking about, and that is what African leaders are good at. They come in the open, they talk of Pan-African, talking about how African continent need to stand up for itself. They talk down those other leaders from other continents, but at night, they go and dine with the same leaders. And that is the thing that is happening. And that's why I think on this YouTube channel, we need to stop glorifying some of the comments made by African leaders, because they don't mean what they are saying. They say it during the day, but at night, the story is different.